cannot happen in France. We are calling on Emmanuel Macron to stand up and stop this project. In 2021, Emmanuel Macron was the first European president to congratulate Museveni after the stolen election. Yes. After Museveni rigged the election, Emmanuel Macron congratulated him because of ECOP. He said,
that was criminal.
He congratulated him and he said he fully supports ECOP. Emmanuel Macron actually said he supports ECOP because it's going to open new business opportunities between Uganda and France.
That's wrong.
Emmanuel Macron is not just a coward. Emmanuel Macron is a criminal. He's a criminal. Macron is a criminal. In Europe, the European Council came up with what they called ecocide, and it said it's a crime for people or entities that implement projects that they know could pollute the air, water, and land and cause environmental damage. And they called it ecocide because, as I said, Ina was saying, we only have one planet, and the effects of climate change and pollution are irreversible in many cases. And when it comes to places like Uganda, where we don't even have the capacity to clean up the damage that ECOP, the French oil company, Total Energy project is going to cause, it's even worse for us because we have no capacity to clean it up. So it's a big crime. So in France, actually, in 2021, France passed what they call a climate resilience act, which is also called the ecocide law, which makes it a crime in France. It's a crime to build pipelines and projects like that in France now since 2021. But actually, funny enough, Macron and the European Union also Parliament decided they were going to make it a crime too. And Macron supported it. He said, "Oh yes, any president that in Europe that basically only applies to Europe, not to us, right?" Macron supported ecocide law to be implemented in Europe and be added to the International Criminal Court as a fifth crime. They have 5 crimes. 4 crimes: crimes against humanity, crimes of war, genocide, and another one. And ecocide is going to be added as a 5th crime in international criminal statutes, so that it can be tried at the International Criminal Court. So Macron said, "Oh yes, it should be added," and he said any president that causes damage to the environment should be tried under that law. Macron should be the first candidate for that, because if it applies to Europe, it applies to us too. And we don't want ecocide in Africa. If it's not good for France and Europe, it's not good for Uganda, it's not good for Tanzania, it's not good for East Africa. So we don't want neo-colonial double standards. We don't want neo-colonial double standards. Again, as Hillary was saying, if this project goes through, we are going to be stuck with its effects for many, many years. Which is one of the effects is Museveni and his son or whatever dynasty being there forever. Because as you know, France does not care about Africans. That's why they're being kicked out of West Africa, because they keep on perpetuating dictators, regardless of what happens, And in fact, one thing which I just found out, that Total Energy is not going to pay any taxes. It's not going to pay any taxes on ECOP until apparently they recoup their investment, until they recoup all the money they put into, kind of similar to what has happened to a lot of West African countries and Haiti. We could be paying back forever because the price of oil is going down, because most of the European countries are moving away from oil. Yes. So which means the demand for oil is going to go down, and the price of oil is going to go down, but we're going to be still Total is not going to be paying any taxes until they recoup their investment. But that could be forever, because the prices of oil are going really down, which means we're going to be stuck with France. We're going to be stuck with dictatorships that are sponsored by France. So we don't want that.
We don't want
French neocolonialism. We don't want France should be careful, because what happened to them in West Africa could happen to them in Uganda and elsewhere. We don't want new colonial double standards. We don't want our environment, our water, and our game reserves to be destroyed by the French. They're not going to clean up the effects. Our people have already been dislocated. Many Ugandans have been dislocated from their land because of this project. And in Tanzania, the same thing is happening. And it's going through the Lake Victoria.